Live from PATV Studios, it's the Lyle Style Show. And now, the man with the most style, it's your host, Lyle Style.
Welcome to another edition of the Lyle Style Show. You know, with this show, everything happens, we tape it, and even doing tape sometimes we mess up though. But my show is good. I want to welcome you, the viewers watching the show. We have a wonderful guest. He's the co-founder of Film Scenes. His name is Andy Brody. He's a guest on the show. I want to welcome you to the show, Andy.
Thanks, Lyle. Yeah,
Thank you for coming on here. I appreciate you doing the show. I know that you're busy and stuff doing, getting ready for different films now. One thing I want to ask you about, talk to you a little bit about, is about, okay, you co-founder now. It's really three of y'all co-founder, two of y'all co-found the show. Now, how did that come about? How did the film scene, get to where it is now?
Well, sure. So myself and Andrew Sherburne co-founded Film Scene officially in September of 2011.
Mm-hmm.
So fortunately he goes by Andrew, I go by Andy.
Yeah, good. So, yeah, because both of y'all A's.
Andrew and Andy. And Andrew and I knew each other from working together on some different projects. We had done Little Village magazine together for a while.
Yeah, I've heard of that magazine, yeah.
And Andrew knew of my interest in bringing a full-time cinema back to downtown Iowa City, and kind of offhandedly said he'd be, willing to help out.
Okay.
And so I kind of roped him in.
Okay.
He left the door open, and then we incorporated in 2011 with the state of Iowa. We are a 501c3 nonprofit.
Wow.
Put together a board of directors. It took about a year to get our 501c3 status with the federal government, with the IRS.
Takes that long, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty long. They're about 8 or 9 months behind when you submit. So it took about a year, and we built a board of directors and kind of started building the organization and looking for places to open our first home. And then we have a third staff member you referred to, Emily Salmonson. She's our director of operations, and we hired Emily last fall, and she runs all of our patron services, box office, front of house, concessions, and that kind of thing. She does a really excellent job for us.
Yeah, she seems like a very friendly person.
Yeah, she is. She's kind of, her and our box office staff are kind of the face of Film Scene in a way, because that's who patrons interact with when they come to see movies.
Okay. So all of this took almost over a year to actually get from just thinking about it to now. Then because one thing I've heard, I think it was in summertime that you were on what's this program called not Fresh Start, something like that, when you try to get money, to raise money for.
Oh yeah, we did an Indiegogo campaign, crowdfunding.
Right.
That's what you're talking about.
That's something. Yeah, it was. Yeah, you had to do a video, something like that, and whatnot, and get people to kind of be a part of it, raising money for.
Yeah, so
you had a goal.
We co-founded Film Scene as a film arts organization devoted to independent film and film as an art. Primarily, we wanted to run and operate a full-time year-round cinema in downtown. So we found some local partners that we were working with on plans for a new facility that's still going to be built a few years from now. But we wanted to open a venue more quickly. We didn't want to wait 4 or 5 years because we already felt like Iowa City had fallen behind the curve.
Without a doubt, with new independent films.
So we found this space that we're in on the Ped Mall, and needed to raise some money rather quickly to finish building out that space and get it open. So we did a private fundraising campaign, kind of grassroots, and then we did a Indiegogo campaign through the website Indiegogo.
Okay, right.
And we had about 600 or 700 contributors, and we raised $91,000 in 33 days.
That is marvelous.
Yeah, it was
in
quite
33 days.
Yeah.
Oh, almost $100,000. And that's wow. That's that a lot of people really wanted this to happen.
Yeah, and it felt really good. It was a lot of work, but it was a testament to the hunger that we felt was there for this space, and the attendance and everything since we've opened. We opened full-time December 6th, 2013, last fall. We did a few events prior to that as we were finishing the space. So we've been open full time for 4 months now, and we're open 7 days a week, 365 days a
Wow,
year.
7 days a week then.
Yeah.
So you never have no time off. You're always busy doing stuff, man.
I joke that it's never a question for me whether we're open. It's what time is the first show.
What time?
So
What time the first
Yeah,
show? Okay,
yeah.
excellent. I mean, and there's a hunger, like you say, hunger and need for Iowa City to have this. And now, what is the name? Film scene. Where did that come from? Did you just think of that, or just?
Andrew and I kicked around some different names in the beginning, you know, from really mundane stuff like, Iowa City Film Society.
Oh,
which
yeah,
that seemed kind of too stuffy. And
Yeah.
we kicked around some ideas and we landed on Film Scene because nobody else was using it.
Okay.
And we really liked the sort of the double meaning because we're trying to build a community around filmmaking and film appreciation. And so, like someone says, Iowa City has a great literary scene or music scene, we wanted them to also say, hey, Iowa City has a really great film scene, a really good film community. And then also there's like the scenes of movies that you talk about. So it has a nice double meaning. And
Okay, the film
it
scene
sounds
stuff.
good.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. And no one has that name, so that's y'all name right there.
Yeah, there's no other, as far as I know, I went to a Convergence, a conference in January in Utah right before Sundance of art house independent film exhibitors, and there were 400 delegates.
Wow.
There was no other film scene that we know of.
That's good. So that's y'all. So when you think of film scene, think about you.
There's a film forum in New York
Okay.
that's pretty famous. There's a film bar in Phoenix, Arizona, but no film streams in Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they're really excellent. They've been really supportive, but we're the only film scene.
Film scene, yes, right. So you're going to put Iowa on the map for all over the country, which is
Well,
good.
we think Iowa City can definitely be a regional hub for filmmaking and for film as an art form.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, you maybe get some. I mean, do you get independent people doing films here, coming here to Iowa City? Is that something have you seen?
We've seen some. We're hoping to encourage more. There's certainly a lot of local filmmakers. We've screened work by local filmmakers at the cinema. We just did a premiere of a film called These Hopeless Savages. There's a local theater group called Working Group Theater. You may have heard of them. They did a film. Some of the people from Working Group did a film. And it was shot kind of a road movie between Brooklyn, New York, and Iowa City.
Oh, wow.
So we just did the premiere of that during the Mission Creek Festival. We had film all during Mission Creek this year. And that was sold out, so we'll be doing a couple of encore shows in May.
Wow, that is wonderful. Yeah. So you're getting people's hunger. I mean, it's becoming popular. People are really, being involved and coming to watch different independent films, because when you think about movies, everybody think about the big box office name, people with big names, that type of thing, going to movie theaters, whatever. But there is a big following for independent films and that type of thing that is getting really popular now.
Yeah, we think so. I mean, Iowa City is definitely a good fit for independent cinema or art film, and it has been traditionally. We talked about the history of the Bijou a little bit before we came on the air.
Yeah,
we
right.
can get into that a little bit.
Yeah.
But the Bijou works with us now on our downtown space, and they have input in our programming, and they help with operations, and so we're keeping that tradition alive. But being in college town and that demographic, we definitely have a population base that would be interested in independent films and world cinema, documentaries.
Right, exactly. Now, another thing I would ask you now, you seem very fascinating person. Now tell me, how did you start off in doing this? Let's talk a little bit about are you from Iowa?
I grew up in the Ames area.
Okay, Ames, Iowa State.
Yep.
Not good around here, but but you've been involved in doing films, or how did you get involved in what's your background really, basically?
Well, so I didn't grow up really being exposed to independent film. Growing up in the middle of Iowa, really all I was exposed to was that mainstream Hollywood stuff. I grew up in the in the 80s, and the multiplexes were big, and the big summer blockbusters, and Jaws, and those kinds of movies. So
I remember that.
And I didn't have parents who were really into independent film, so I didn't get exposed to it until I was like 18, 19.
Okay.
And I actually worked in journalism. I graduated from high school and went to Iowa State as a journalism student on a scholarship.
Okay.
And I had been working full time as a reporter, and I had a friend, or a colleague who grew up in New York City, who did grow up around a lot of art film, being from New York, and sort of turned me on to a lot of really interesting stuff.
Yeah, different, yeah.
And I had always been into fiction and storytelling and the arts, and then really kind of fell in love with cinema. Decided to come back to school to leave journalism, and I came to Iowa to study film because there was a film program here.
Yeah, they do have a really good film program.
And so I co-directed the Bijou while I was in school, and have worked for the last 10 years at some different film festivals. I've made some films of my own, and so I just kind of have been involved in different aspects of the film industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, any films that we've heard of that's going to run down at your theater and in your work? Or?
Mine are all short films, so short films don't really get a lot of attention. But
Well, they should. I mean, it's
well,
a film.
I love them, and we try to show shorts. We're actually going to show a locally made short before a feature film in May.
Okay.
So we've done shorts a lot, and that may be something we do a lot more of in the future.
Yeah, maybe some of your work could be shown, huh?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, since you are co-owner, hey, I want to put this in now. I do run this place, but really, I mean, so your background, journalism, you've been doing it for a long time, so and you've been involved in film, whether it be big film or small film, independent film. Now, what about the genre of animation? Are you going to show any type of films like that?
Yeah, actually, that's really good timing, and you didn't know this, I swear. But this Friday, we're opening an animated feature-length film called Ernest and Celestine.
Oh, wow.
It's a French-Belgian co-production based on an old Belgian children's book series. And it was at Sundance this year.
Oh, really?
And we're showing the English language version with an English cast, Forrest Whitaker and some other people, which makes it more accessible for kids.
Right.
And so it starts Friday, and Saturday morning we're doing a special show with a balloon twister. He's going to make a giant balloon mouse, like kind of after the main character.
Yeah.
But it's a really lovely film. It's the people who did this film called The Triplets of Belleville, which came out
Okay, that's an animated.
a while back. It's animated, excuse me, and it's a hand-drawn animation. It looks like watercolors almost. It's really gorgeous.
Wow, now that I would love to see. Now that sounds fascinating.
It's really good.
Now, how long is it? How long is that? Is that about half hour or?
Oh, it's feature length. It's about 80 minutes.
Oh, 80. Okay.
And it'll play for most of our new films. Play about a week at a time. And sometimes we have 2 films at once, and we have special events. So this month with Mission Creek and other things, we had I think 18 movies in over 10-day period.
That's a lot of movies. That's a lot of work right there. So
it's a lot to juggle.
I know, but that's why it's a full-time job for you. But this animated feature, what's it called again?
It's called Ernest and Celestine.
And it's going to run Friday morning?
It starts Friday afternoon, and then Saturday morning, Sunday matinees this Easter Sunday, and it goes through the following Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Because we're also hosting the Iowa City International Documentary Film Festival.
Okay, that's
this
another
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay, now how long? Okay, I would say, okay, is that something new or has that been
This
going on?
is the 12th year for IC Docs. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a student-produced, student-run festival at the university, and it's primarily shorter length, short form. Speaking of short films, these are primarily shorter nonfiction films. A lot of them sort of are pushing the boundaries of nonfiction filmmaking and sort of what we consider film and how film works. So there's some really fascinating work. They have 2 guest filmmakers who come in every year to serve as jurors.
Wow.
That are pretty established in their field. So they'll be here this year, 2 jurors, and it's just a really eclectic group of films. And there's 5 competition programs plus 2 juror shows and some late night programming. And every show for the festival is free and open to the public.
Wow. Okay, that's one.
Yeah.
I think film scene is going to take off real well. It's doing good. I mean, you hit it right on time. We're hunger for independent films, and so if anybody like independent films, because people get tired of these blockbuster type films that come out here, whatever. People want to see something different, something unique, something you've never seen before. Film scene is the place to go to see that type of stuff. Then.
Yeah.
So now, as y'all get established down the years, do you think you may get like a name brand film into your, every so often into your?
Yeah, I mean, we love all kinds of movies. So whether they're produced by a Hollywood studio or they're made by a local filmmaker for $100 or on a phone.
Right.
But
Wow, yeah.
if the film is good and it does what it sets out to do, then that's what really counts. But we don't really want to overlap too much with what is already showing in town. We want to bring more options to Iowa City, to the community. But we have shown, like we showed a film called Nebraska, which was sort of a crossover hit.
Yes.
And that was really big for us, but that was an independently produced film, but it did pretty good business.
It sure did. And Nebraska got nominated for Academy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had we had a number of Oscar nominees this year. And I think once we open, we have plans to open 2 more screens in a new development downtown. And we have those screens and we have our bigger facility. We'll probably do a greater variety, and we'll be able to hold films longer, and it'll just make my life easier.
Yes.
with one screen, it's really hard to juggle everything we'd like to show, and we still have to say no sometimes. But
wow, that's kind of hard because you should want to show everybody's talent.
Yeah.
You've been doing this. How would someone, if they aspire to be like you, how would they go about doing that? If you want to tell somebody that's maybe watching the show, whatever, and they aspire, well, I want to be a filmmaker. I love movies. I like to get involved in doing this. How would they go about doing this? What would you tell them?
Well, for like young aspiring filmmakers, I think actually, PATV is a great resource, just to make media and learn how cameras work and be producing work. So I would say this is a great resource for a lot of the young community. We're hoping to do more education programs as we get going. And then, just watching, it's like, reading books and watching movies and learning how other people do it. And that's always a good thing. And you can go to school for it if you're interested, but you don't necessarily need to.
Yeah, with the technology out there nowadays.
You can find friends who are also interested, and people like the Coen brothers, who are really famous.
Yes.
They started making little movies in their backyard with their dad's Super 8 camera, and I'll have to censor myself. They said they were goofing around.
Oh yeah, Oh, okay. I see.
And they said, we just started goofing around, and we're still goofing around.
Yeah,
nobody ever told them to stop.
Wow, and they made big movies. They, they made The Matrix. But that wasn't The Matrix.
No, that was another set of brothers.
Okay.
But they did like The Big Lebowski, Raising Arizona.
Right.
I mean, their filmography is super long and pretty varied, but those are a couple of like really well-known ones. And so it's just experimenting and playing. There's no right or wrong way to do it.
Just have a passion for it.
Yeah.
And just kind of go for it. Yeah. Never give up your dream then, because this probably been a passion for you to do this, to bring this to life and for Iowa City and community. And man, I mean, it's a wonderful thing that what you're doing, bringing different films, independent films, underground films that would normally wouldn't be shown at big movie theaters. Just like you said, it's going to bring out people, the variety of people here at Iowa City to say, wow, I'm tired of the big film. I want to see something different. This is where they go to see it. Film scene.
I mean, we hope like that attitude kind of prevails, that people will trust our programming, and so even if you don't know exactly what's playing or you haven't heard of it, maybe you'll just take a chance because you'll think, well, I usually see something that's interesting, or makes me think a little bit differently, or it's entertaining in a different way. So you'll just take a chance, and we're conveniently located. We're right on the Ped Mall on College Street, so we're right downtown. And we're easy to get to.
Right. Now, do you have a website?
We do. So it's IC, Iowa City, icfilmscene.org.
.org.
And if you just Google search film scene, all one word, or Iowa City, you'll find us. But icfilmscene.org. And that has our calendar with showtimes.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
You can buy tickets online or at the box office. Our prices are pretty good, and if you're a member, it's $5 admission to all regular shows.
That ain't too bad then. So but they can go to the website and look at what you have, look at what films that's coming up.
Yeah, we have an email list that we send out once a week, and that's the best way really to get our show times. And you can find us on Facebook and Twitter and that kind of stuff too.
you're hitting all the media.
Yeah, we
Social media. That's where it's at right there. So you got your own Facebook page and
Yep.
Twitter type thing. And so what's coming up in the future? What do you got anything to anything about in the future that y'all maybe working on, something that you're thinking about that you want to happen to Iowa City, or any juicy things we can talk about?
In the near term, I mean, finishing out April, we have this Ernest and Celestine, and then we have 2 really great documentaries kind of wrapping up the month in sort of art and science double feature.
Mm-hmm.
A film called Tim's Vermeer, and then a film called Particle Fever.
Mm-hmm.
So both of those documentaries we expect will do really well, and they're both very well made and fascinating in their own right. So that's going to be a nice way to close April.
Mm-hmm.
Then in May, we're kind of working on the May calendar now. We'll have a local film on a photographer playing with a feature-length documentary called Finding Vivian Meyer.
Okay.
She's a pretty famous photographer.
Mm-hmm.
And downtown's doing a fashion week.
Okay,
So we're going to be doing a film for Fashion Week.
Wow, okay.
We have another visiting filmmaker in May, a friend of mine who lives in Columbia, Missouri, did a documentary about Branson, Missouri.
Yeah, okay.
It's called We Always Lie to Strangers.
Okay.
And it's
What a name.
It's a really amazing,
Okay.
it's a beautiful portrait film.
Uh-huh.
So he'll be here for a couple of shows and doing some Q&As with the audience. And
Right.
we really love to give people the opportunity to interact with filmmakers.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's coming up in May. We're doing some films for Craft Beer Week.
Okay, now
So,
that's
'cause
like in the summertime?
In May.
In May, okay.
Because we do have, should say one of the nice things that we're able to do is offer a variety of food and drink, including beer and wine if you're of age. And so you can get a nice glass of beer or wine and enjoy that in the theater with the movie. And people have really enjoyed being able to do that.
Oh, wow.
And
Anybody get drunk in your theater?
No, I mean, it's not.
Well, hey,
it's not a space to come to get real drunk.
That's right. Don't come there to get. Just come there to watch the movie.
We price it appropriately.
Okay,
yeah.
that's good.
It's we're a movie theater where you can responsibly enjoy.
That's right. I believe it. But there's always something. Oh, beer. Ooh, could I have another? No, you had to limit one.
Yeah.
Enjoy the movie.
Yeah,
enjoy the movie.
We have a good crowd, and
Yeah.
it's a nice. It's like you can get a beer if you go to a show at the Inca
Yeah,
or
right.
Riverside Theater, and that was that experience was lacking, and so you can do that, and we have some food items and great Iowa popcorn, and
Good.
we have a rooftop. We're hoping to do some outdoor screenings.
Oh,
here,
that'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay, because you have a very diverse crowd. A lot of older people come there. Young and old come to watch movies at your theater.
Yeah, it's mixed, and we need both. I mean, we want to see all ages come through, and then with Ernest and Celestine, we're hoping to see a lot of families.
Yeah, a lot of families,
young
like kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and that's coming up, like I said, this Friday and Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, it'll open Friday and play through the following Thursday.
Okay,
So it's usually a week.
Okay, good. So people can definitely come there.
I think there are 9 or 10 shows. Yeah.
Oh wow! Watch the little animation. Watch the and that's going to be in English.
Yes, this version.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now you have foreign films. Now, do you have foreign films dubbed in English so people can?
No, all of our foreign films are in their original languages with subtitles.
Okay, for subtitle. Okay.
But for this particular movie, because we wanted kids, younger audiences, we decided to play the English language version.
Oh yeah. So they can follow along and listen to it. Yeah.
Yeah, but the most our foreign films are always in their original language with subtitles.
Okay. Yeah, and the documentaries, you have foreign documentaries as well as American documentaries.
Sometimes.
All kind of different topics. I mean, you have a variety of different things that you're doing, and I mean, like I said, when I was walking past the Pet Mall, and I happened to see that sign, film scene. I said, "Wow, film scene! I've never, it was different. That was back when y'all wasn't open, and y'all was just had it up saying that it's coming soon, blah blah blah, whatever." And I said, wow, it sounds very, very fascinating to see that in Iowa City, which, like I said, I repeat myself, that this will be a great thing because obviously it's so diverse and it's so multicultural, and it's just, the time is right to have diversity and have foreign films as well, independent films played here. Now, speaking of diversity, do you have films like diversity type films, films that people submit, like, different cultures, different, like, African Americans, type films, or you know what I'm saying? Do you have those type of films, independent films comes, or mixture of people?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good mix, and I think we'd like to do more of that and more partnerships. We haven't done anything too specifically, but we've had a pretty good background and mix of films from different countries and different cultural backgrounds.
Yeah.
Of all kinds of varieties. Like one of our late night movies this month is actually about this sort of like urban bike, I don't want to say gang, but on the streets of Baltimore.
Oh,
called the 12
okay.
O'Clock Boys, which is just maybe not the best representation, but it's fascinating, like kind of cultural look at a subculture that a lot of people don't know about. There's another film, the Bijou has a series they're starting now called the Bijou Film Forum, and all of those screenings are presented with a faculty-led discussion. So there's a documentary called Short Term 12 about sort of a at-risk youth facility that we're screening. It's a really inspirational story, and so we're going to be showing that film with the discussion afterward, and we're going to try to do a couple of screenings with some area youth groups while we have that on screen.
That is wonderful.
So there's a mix, and we're always open to trying to do more.
Yeah, because this is 2014. There's a need to bring young people involved, all kind of young people, all kind of multicultural type folks, young kids, to inspire them to do good things, inspire them to fulfill their dreams. When they see stuff like that, you see getting involved in that and then inspiring kids to do good things and be positive with their life. Because there's so much negative out there. It's time for us to focus on positive, to get them positive things to do. And this is one, looking at different things happening, independent films that they can relate to. That's a really good thing, So your anniversary should be coming up next year then, as far as your 1 year type thing.
Yeah, since kind of like which date do you want to?
Yeah. I know. I'm hoping that I'm not going to have something special happening then for that 1 year anniversary that you're going to come.
Yeah, we probably will. Next, December, it's the holiday season, so.
Now, do you show holiday shows there when you're doing the?
We did. We did a little bit this year. Maybe we may do more next year. Yeah.
Because I know Easter's coming up, and you're doing that animated film though.
Yeah, we just have Ernest and Celestine, and Easter's a hard holiday kind of, and but we may do some things in the future.
Yeah. It'd be nice if you had that. Have you seen Noah, the film that Noah Ark, Noah? That's,
the new one?
Yeah, the new one. The new one. Oh man. Wonderful film. Man, I wish you had that, man, but that was. I mean, it was done so well, and Hollywood kind of did a little bit of what they had to do though. But other than that, they stick a little bit towards the Bible story, but the Hollywood kind of add their little thing, whatever. So now, is there anything that you would like to express, say that to the viewers that you want them to know about film scene or?
I think I don't know. I think we've hit a lot of the
we did.
A lot of the high notes, but really, just to reiterate, we're a full-time cinema in downtown Iowa City. ICFilmscene.org is our website.
What's the phone number?
Schedule. I think it's off the top of my head. 358-2555. I think that's the movie hotline.
Okay.
But really, the website's the best space, and then that's got our number on it.
Okay,
so,
good. They can go straight to there and find out what's going on and come down.
Or just pop in like you did and say hi.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I popped in, and you have artsy type stuff. You have when I popped in, I went past art gallery.
Yeah, there's an art gallery in front and a clothing store.
We're in the back.
So
in the back, right?
Just walk back.
Yep, that's I walk back, see all the wonderful people, smiley faces and stuff. It's a friendly atmosphere that I felt when I went back there.
Okay, we try.
And I know I want to say a good shout out to one of the employees, Aaron, that works there. That works there. Appreciate Aaron. He's a good guy and really nice student and whatnot, and really talented in art. That type of stuff. So, but I want to say. Andy, thank you. Thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah,
man, I appreciate that.
My
and I'm inviting you back on the show again, when other things happen, what stuff like that, you're more than welcome to come back on the show and just talk a little bit about what's going on and stuff. So Thank you, man, for coming. That I appreciate that. So I want to say, hey, viewers, I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed about being involved in the arts. Film scene is the place to go. Film scene is the place to be when you want to see different films, different genres of films. So visit the website, a film scene. Stop down there and talk to Andy. He knows everything about films. Talk to this man right here. So, hey, in closing, I want to say shout out to my sweetheart, Kathy. I love you. Thank you for supporting me, being by my side. I love you, sweetheart. So, and everybody out there, Aaron, shout out to you. All the people that come and go, people that I know that watch the show on Facebook. I love y'all. Thank you for supporting me and watch my show every week. Until next time, keep styling and profiling. I'll see you next time on Lyle Style Show. Peace.